Welcome.
The joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 420 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. So good to have you here. Gonna be live hacking on some Firefox stuff. Apologies, if you watched the last episode, which was a week before last, you'll know I had a cough, a persistent cough. I still have that cough. I kind of got sick over the weekend again. So I'm gonna be like popping halls and drinking this like ginger lemon honey concoction. And I'm working from home. Otherwise I feel fine. It's just this cough has been bothering me. So hopefully it doesn't disrupt the stream so much. But I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started. What are we doing today? Well, let me start by sharing my screen, and we can take a look at the agenda. Well, the first thing I realize, it's November 19th, 2025, episode 420, 420. A reminder, no plan survives breakfast. I think I know what I want to do today. I have kind of an outline in mind. I have goals, but I don't know if we'll accomplish them. We might get stuck. We might accomplish them, or we may realize that the goals are wrong, or they're impossible, or we may complete them, or we may get 3/4 of the way done or halfway done and realize we have to pick it up later. That's all okay. None of this has really been pre-planned beyond just a vague idea of what I wanted to do. So you're going to watch me thinking in real time. That's the whole point of this. The second thing is that the agenda that we're looking at is available to you. It will be in a different place depending on where you're watching the stream. If you're watching this on Twitch, check out the channel details for a link to this agenda. If you're watching this on Air Mozilla, it'll be in the details section over there. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the video description. And as I update it, like if I were to add a new section, like a Keanu code for HTTP 420, this little spinny will spin, and if you reload the agenda, you should see that new entry. So I've been starting most of my recent episodes in the 400 series by going to Keanu codes and finding the relevant HTTP code and highlighting it. But I haven't done that since episode 418 because there is no HTTP code for 419 or 420. As far as I can tell, HTTP status code 420 does not exist. Got a 404 for 420. And I don't know if that's why that is, if they were worried about the sort of the marijuana association. It seems like an interesting omission, but it picks up again on status 421. So next episode we'll talk about this one. We won't talk about it now, but I just wanted to let you know there is no official HTTP status code 420. All right. What are we working on today? Well, the week before last, we were digging into the handoff bar, and we had started to refactor things a little bit, and I've continued that in the meantime. I've done a bit of work since then, where I've made the content search handoff UI into a module. And right now, the module doesn't do much, but I'm having it render some stuff. I'm trying to basically move some of the logic that exists within the new tab JSX into this shared reusable lit element component. Because one of the things, just sort of the goal behind what I'm trying to do. Yeah, let's see what happens when we run this, actually. One of the goals is that this search input and this search input should look and behave the same. Yeah, so where am I? So I've reached the point where I can I'm trying to render one of these things, or I've started to define it. I actually haven't rendered it yet, I don't think. But I might start by putting it here. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put content search handoff UI right above the existing one. Let's see what that looks like if I were to build that. Because I'll bet you we'll get some unstyled stuff. It's going to look pretty weird. What is this lit thing? Asks No Good Nick. Great question. Lit is a library that we have started to use. We've used it for a couple of years now on the front end of Firefox. Oh, so that doesn't look good. But if I reload, what happens? Can I eventually get a search input to appear? I do get a search input to appear. And do I get... I just get the one. Do I not get the other? Where's the content search handoff UI? It looks like it doesn't exist. And what about here? Oh, you know what? I need to rebuild the JSX. The questions about Lit. Lit, this is the library, Lit Simple Fast Web Components. The TLDR is a very thin layer over raw web components that takes care of a lot of the templating, sort of manual sort of DOM manipulation that you might need to do with just normal raw web components. It's extremely small. It is not so opinionated that you have to do things certain ways. It is lit, as the kids say. But it's like a really nice way of creating custom elements. You get some of the nice composability, some of the sort of the advantages of the JSX idea of having your markup be defined inside of your JavaScript class without having to use the JSX compiler. Like instead use tagged template strings here, and then it's quite nice. Excuse me. It's my cold coming back. Let me take a sip of this stuff. We really like it. It's compatible. Like it can live alongside of React, which NewTab is mostly composed of, and we've been using it in a bunch of different places. The settings, a lot of these settings are being slowly rewritten to use more of our lit elements. The idea being that this is we're building a corpus of reusable components, and we're building a lot of them using lit. So if you take a look inside of our source code, you'll see we have like a subclass of the lit element called mozlit element, and we're using it all over the place. Most recently, like I know that about logins, like the password manager uses it a lot. A lot of the newer stuff like the Gen AI and the IP protection stuff that's coming, it's being used inside of settings, and the new profile manager uses it a lot. And so if you are, what's the sales pitch for lit? Let me try and wrap this up in 15 seconds. Do you want the advantage of normal web components, but you don't want to have to worry about setting up update life cycles? You want to do like nice data binding, and you don't want to have like the JSX templating language, but you do want to have like, you don't want to do manual DOM manipulation inside of your class, then lit might be the right fit for you. Small, fast, and well supported. This is I think from Google. Basically Google developed this library. They're using it a lot. We researched it heavily before we started investing in it, and we've been using it since 2023. Oh man, sorry, let me blow my nose. Can I mute myself? I don't want you to have to hear this. 1 second. I apologize if you hear this, but I'm gonna try and mute myself. Hopefully you didn't hear that. That was gross. I'm seeing some more conversation here. Will the private search box obey a dark theme now too? That would be ideal. Like the private search input and the NewTab search input should be indistinguishable and have the same behavior. So yeah, if there was a deficiency in the private search input such that it does not obey dark themes, then yeah, absolutely. Funny, right as you were talking about blowing your nose, the person next to me at the cafe. Oh, did actually that? That's called 4D life experience. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I'm glad I was able to give you some interactivity there. No good, Nick. Okay, so I have to run the bundle command anytime I change any of the new tab JSX. I had forgotten about that. Now I build. Now I drink some of this stuff. And you're welcome for the explanation. Happy to do it. Well, no, people have not been asking questions in the... Here we go. That's what I was looking for. So we do have... We have a thing here, and we have click. Do we have paste? Yes. What are the other things that I'd drop? So if I drag and drop... Can I drag and drop? Yep. So we've got a thing here. What else do I want to do with it? I need to actually set up the styles. That'll be part of what I want to do today. But I also want to set up the behavior. The styles might actually be easier to start with. So let's maybe start there. Let's see. Oh, man. Apologies. Apologies. I need to blow my nose again. This is... I don't know if this stream, how long it's going to last, if I'm going to be spending most of it blowing my nose. That's not going to be a pleasant experience for you. So one more moment, please. All right, we're back. We're back. So let's keep going. Can we get the styles applied properly? So what are the styles that are used on the this search input? Well, this is part of what I'm trying to detangle, because unfortunately the styles are coming from the new tab page itself. They're not scoped to the component, and I want them to be carried with the component if I can. So let's take a look at some styles that are applied. There's like this thing called search wrapper. Excuse me. Search wrapper dot search wrapper. Where is there a thing called search wrapper? Yeah, search wrapper, fake focus, search handoff button is given these styles. And then search handoff button is given these. And so I kind of wonder, yeah, lots of stuff here. Is the first thing we need to do is to create a new CSS style sheet that is going to contain our styles for the content search handoff. So let's create one. We'll put it in the same place as the module. We'll call it content search handoff UI.css for now. What? No, I didn't want that to be a folder. New file. Ugh. Well, I'll just do it here. Touch, browser components. What is this? Where am I? Search. Search. Browser components. Search. Content. Yeah. So we'll create. I guess I could have just opened it. We're gonna want the. We're gonna want the license. Of course. And then we need to load it. Well, first of all, we need to package it. So that's an entry in the jar.mn. And then we need to actually load it. Now, how do we do this for Moz toggle? .css. I see. Input styles template. Input styles template. How do we do that? Lit utils. For a Moz base input element, we would do that inside of, oh, I see, in the render function. Okay, so we're going to want to do that in our render function. We're going to put that in here. We're going to say the style will be where content search UI. So it's this, and then search handoff UI. .css instead. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do the simplest thing, which is button background color red. Just make sure it's working. And like important. And like Moz appearance none. We'll do that. So now I have to do that little dance because I changed the JSX. Gonna have to solve the, yeah, here we go. That's what I wanted to see. It is a button with a fake text input inside of it. And it's got a background color. So that's good. Now we can start applying our rules. So I need to find the rules that are given to this search input. We'll start with the button itself. Or does the search wrapper itself have rules? Yes, but I think that's something that NewTab should provide, like the width. The button itself, these are the rules that we want, and they're going to come from the activity stream SCSS bundle. So there's like, we're looking for something like this, not search disabled. Oh boy. Search handoff. Where's this stuff? Where is that stuff to find? Oh, there's a search.scss. Okay, okay. And that's where it all kind of gets brought into. Okay, okay. Search.scss. This is the stuff. And we've got all these variables. We have the inner wrapper, which I can't remember. Is that something that we don't have, so we don't have to worry about it. No handoff input. Well, we don't have a no handoff mode. We actually should probably remove that rule now that I realize that there's, we have some, I'm going to add this to our to-do list. Today, update earlier patch to remove non-handoff mode, to remove styles, non-handoff styles, from search.scss. I forgot to do that. Search inner wrapper has trending searches pill wrapper, search handoff button. The trending searches stuff is not shipping. I think we've stopped that experiment, so I think we can ignore this. This is more like it. This is what we need to capture. So search handoff button. / input. Var new tab background color secondary. Input background. New tab background color secondary. This is interesting. So like, where does that come from? Theme. Selected item text. So this worries me a little bit. We have these like old school variables that are, where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? Color white. Background secondary. So like, what is the background color? We're looking at the rule here, background of the input. So let's go to the input. Background 42414D and an icon. That's supplying what? Nothing really. Oh, I see. That's supplying that. Where is the... Oh. Whoa. Fake editable. I see, I see. When we're in handoff mode, the input's actually completely transparent. So we don't actually need any of these rules on the input because the input is transparent. So what we really need is this set of rules, fake editable. So we'll start here. And is class name, I think that's a Reactism. Yeah, that shouldn't be like that. That should just be class equals class equals and class equals and class equals. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, now we've got this like very small thing here, but the class is set correctly. We have this item. I'm curious to know if the fake caret getter works. It does indeed. Very good. There's an open shadow root. I wonder if that shadow root should be closed. Closed shadow. .mjs. How do we tell it that you want a closed shadow root? Lit element closed shadow root. Root. You want an open or a closed shadow root? Let's see. All using decorators. We don't use decorators here. Web component closed shadow root. Attach shadow mode. Attach shadow mode closed. That's what I want to see. Closed shadow root. Do we have any examples? .mjs. Not really. Are these all open shadow roots? Or does Mozlit element default to using a closed shadow root? Lit element open shadow root. Create render root. Or shadow root options. Here we go. Static shadow root options. So in a way, you want this. Static shadow root options equals mode closed. That should give us a closed shadow root. And then let's do more styling. So we've got our button. The button has the majority of the styling here. Let's try and style the fake text box next, actually. Fake text box. Is there, oh wait, outline none caret. We should probably put that in here as well. Why spaces, two spaces. Okay. Fake editable, fake text box. Opacity, start clamp 1, hidden. And then data Elton and args. Data Elton and where does those? When did those get set? Data Elton and args on the fake text box. Is it the controller? Update Elton and IDs, yeah. engine controller. So this thing I think needs to be aware of a shadow root. Yeah. And ultimately maybe this needs to be open to make this simpler for this conversion. But update LT, this controller should probably take a shadow root. And then when would it be used? First of all, when would we do this construction? We do this construction. The controller. Here on, we want something like component connected callback. Connected callback. Go super connected callback, and then you do window.content search, handoff UI controller, this dot shadow root. And then over here, update LTN IDs. Instead of document query selector, we'll say let shadow this dot shadow root. Set LTN attributes. Let's try that and see what it does. Inspect. Well, any errors? Yes. Class constructors in 196. Ah. I guess I'll go like this dot controller equals and then disconnected callback. Super disconnected callback. This dot controller equals null. And I don't think that there is a teardown on this, is there? No. But there probably should be, because like there's a bunch of like adding event listeners. There's no remove event list. This thing doesn't know how to clean itself up. So maybe instead I'll go, if not this dot controller. And for now we won't worry about that. Just a little inching forward. There we go. There's our text. It doesn't... This one's breaking because I'm not constructing it with the shadow root. So I'm going to modify the controller. Instead of shadow root or document. Is that right? No. I'll do it this way. So that one should continue to work for now. Got to do the JSX thing. I just forgot. Okay. So that's working again. What I'd love is if we can get the search handoff working somehow. Debugger. Content search handoff UI MJS. Handle event. So if I like click on this. Okay, so we don't have the right events hooked up yet. I think I knew that because like we're not doing anything here. So that means now we can start hooking up our event handlers. So on click, for example, we want to do search handoff, which is this whole rigmarole. Engine. We really should send message. Who listens to get engine? Send message. Content search UI. Content search client. Who listens to content search client? Ah, we do have an actor pair already. Brilliant. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is the thing that's going to be doing a lot of our heavy lifting. Content search parent. Should be doing much of our heavy lifting. Like the handoff. Doing the handoff. So, what do I want to do? When the UI is manipulated, I want to tell it do search handoff and then with some text. I'm going to put that inside of this controller. Do search handoff text. And then we are going to send a message. It's about sending a message. Type. What were we calling it before? Search handoff. data text. So what we'll do now is here on click, we'll say this dot controller do search handoff. We also want to prevent default. For drop, okay, we're going to do this. For paste, and then for drop, I guess I'll reorganize these. These should take events. Instead of this dot search handoff, we're going to do this controller do search handoff. Okay, then search handoff is going to be sending that. So I expect now, when I rebuild this, that the content search parent should hear a message that we've done our plumbing right. Search parent, receive message. So I know there's a receive message to get the engine. Now I'm going to click here. Hey, yes, we got search handoff. Now what happens? Listener to the event item. We'll send to the event queue an event item, content search, process event queue. What the heck's process event queue? Is that in here? Yeah, okay. Queue shift await on, so we call this on something. So what are we going to call here? On message. Event name on message. So we expect there to be something called on message search handoff inside. This is very strange, but okay. So content search parent on message, we expect on message search handoff. Browser data text. And then we can copy private browsing parent handoff. We're just going to copy all of this functionality for now. And win is, we're going to say let win equal browser owner global. URL bar, win G URL bar. Message.data. So we're going to say if not text. Set hidden focus. We're going to see if this works. Show in content search again and clean up. Send async message, show search. That I don't think is hooked up. Child. Show search topic. Remove the focus or disabled state. Okay, that's a thing worth looking at later. But for now, we're going to get rid of our breakpoints. Let that go through. We're going to restart. Oh, there's a spammer. There's a spammer in the chat. Someone save us. They're giving us spam about cheap views. Hey, all right, this works. If I click on that, search handoff. I don't know why this is such a huge region. But yeah, if I click outside, if I click in there and type, if I click in here, I feel like there's a piece missing where like that works. Where's the fake caret part that we need though? Do search on search handoff click on the button, but the fake text box on the input, fake editable, hidden, fake caret. Component did mount. Caret blink count. If the caret blink count is not defined, what do we do here? The amount of times caret blinks. This pref copies the value from the system settings. We actually have a caret blink count -1. We also have caret blink time every 567 milliseconds. Wild. So we might need that set on the what does about private browsing do? About private browsing also has a caret that blinks. But where are they getting blink? How does that work? Are they not doing a fake caret? Oh, they are. They just have like a static animation on it. I see. Okay. I think we can do better. How do we do better? Problem for a different time, maybe. But I do want to do more on the styling here. For example, this input is humongous. Why is that input humongous? Because it's position absoluted. Whereas over here, oh, should it be inside a search wrapper? If I were to put this inside the search wrapper, hang on. It's a little more constrained. That's probably better. So I want it inside the wrapper. It should be inside the wrapper. Why is it outside of the wrapper here? Div class name wrapper class name. Search wrapper. Reload. Why are you outside the wrapper? Search inner wrapper is what I want inside. Search inner wrapper. Ah, okay. So I actually want you here. Okay. Thank you for the people who took care of the spammer. So that fixes the gigantic input size. Okay. Now the button itself, we want these. But we also want, what are the most important parts of these? Where is it? It's the button. Width, box shadow, border. Where are these rules coming from that are applying to it? Computed. The padding. The dimensions. Margin of 0. Is it really coming from the text input? The fake editable? So interesting. Fake editable. So it's not the fake editable, it's this thing. And does that influence? It doesn't influence the size of the button. Do any of the contents influence the size of the button? I don't think it does. I think it's the button itself. Padding. Like if we display, let's hide these things. Display none. Display none. And this thing, where is it getting its size from? Let's turn off all of these rules. Let's turn off all of these rules. One at a time. I think it might be here. Yeah, here we go. Now, some of these are being overridden, actually. If I put these back, the reason it didn't look like anything was changing was because I think they were being overridden. But like this is a big deal, that one. But let's try and get the size right. The size is coming from width 100. Where's the height coming from? Where's the height coming from? Padding inline start, padding inline end, and what? What is giving you your height? Is it the inner wrapper? It's giving you your height. If I change the size of this to be like height 12px, that's still that height. I think it's inflating to the height of the search inner wrapper, which is given a min height of 52 pixels. Okay, so the button is flexing. Why is it flexing? To fill the height. Box sizing inherit. What do we have here for our button? No. We really want it to flex out. Is this flexed? Flex. Height. What's causing it to fill out? It's height. We can get the same effect with flex. It's just interesting that I can't get it. Like flex or display flex. Let me spell it right. Or rather, here, that's what I wanted. So you want like host display flex, and then we can start applying some of these same style rules. Like what? Search wrapper, search handoff button. Search this stuff. This is for search handoff button / input. But the input's hidden. So it doesn't matter. We just need the search handoff button. I'm going to hard code some of these values in to start. Background. well, let's just see if we can use what we have for now. And then 16 pixels for this one, search icon padding. And background size, 24 pixels. Search icon width. Yeah, what are these things? Padding inline start, 52 pixels. Padding inline end, space small, padding block, 0, width, box shadow. We'll just hard code that in. And then search icon padding for RTL. Pixels. Let's see what happens. All right. It's warm in Toronto today for sure. Much warmer than that's looking pretty good. Then I type and we get our search handoff capability. So we're in decent shape here. We're getting some of the functionality that we're looking at. Now what happens if I paste? Hey, that works. So we're gaining the functionality. This is good. We're getting the look and the feel. This is good. Feels good. Feels good. I think what I'd like to do is make it so that these two aren't side by side anymore. Can I make the wrapper display flex direction column? No, not a good idea. Maybe I want two inner wrappers now, one above the other. I think it's still handy to be able to here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Yeah, it is warm in Toronto today. Warmer certainly than other places in Canada right now and in the world. What is it, +5? What is it right now? +5, yeah. Unusually warm for this time of year. Huh, why are we stuck? We had better behavior before. I don't know why. It's going right away. We need to get our editable working properly. And then this highlight ring. How does that highlight ring work? Let's maybe focus on that, this highlight ring. Fake focus. There's a fake focus rule on the search wrapper. Fake focus. Fake focus search. Right. So really, instead of doing that, we want to be more self-contained. So when we do the search handoff, we're going to fake focus ourself. So state, there's like a state object. I'm trying to remember my lit. Moslit element. State. Static properties. That's what it is. Static properties. Fake focus. Type Boolean. Reflect true. And so when we do search handoff, text, we'll actually do this part, but we'll also do this dot fake focus equals true. When does fake focus get turned to false? When show search which occurs from the parent, and we hide focus. What is the session ID used for here? That's interesting. The idea. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been muted for so long. I apologize. I was in the zone. I don't know how long I was muted for. A full minute? Several minutes? Oh, apologies. Ah, yes. I muted myself for coughing. I am so sorry. I forgot to unmute myself. I was in the zone. What do I say? A good 5 minutes? Oh, that's brutal. There's no recovering that. There's no recovering it. Oh, I feel so terrible. My bad. My bad, everybody. Oh, I shouldn't be using attributes. I should be using, or I shouldn't be using classes. I should be using attributes. Not disabled. I really feel bad about that. My apologies. A good 5 minutes. Oh, that is purely unwatchable. If you're watching this recording, or if you were experiencing that live, my deepest apologies. Not cool. Not cool at all. Okay. Handoff. Fake focus is set to true. But the rule is not being applied. Oh, you know what I need to do is then this. Right? Search handoff button. Host fake focus. Not disabled. Can I do like background color red? Important. Okay, so something is up with these rules. Have host fake focus. Does host have fake focus? Oh, no dash. No dash. That's the problem. Fake focus, not disabled. There we go. There we go. There's our focus. So this is our new rule. I'm going to put that there. So now rebuild. You thought I had epic noise cancellation? Effectively, yes. Although the noise was the sounds coming out of my mouth. Oh boy. How do I make it up to you all? Deepest apologies. How do I make it up to you? Why is it that when I click, it's immediately focusing the URL bar as opposed to exposing the caret? That's interesting, eh? And what about this fake caret thing? When I have that set up with fake focus set to true, is the fake caret, it does have display block set on it. Okay. So now I need, I think, to supply some rules for our fake caret. Oh, was there other fake focus stuff I needed to have? Fake focus, search disabled. Search handoff button. These look, input border active, border. What are these? Search button. Under what conditions do we do this? Search wrapper, fake focus, search disabled, new tab primary action background versus this default. Which one matters more? It's like the second one is overridden always. Under what circumstances do I do this first one? I think that first one is like this is never used. And this is only used. Primary action background, primary action dimmed. Yeah, I think that's right. So let's not worry about the other one. And then fake caret. Oh man, so many rules. Fake caret. Let's see what happens with this. Do we get a caret? You get a caret. And you get a caret. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I need to have, like, some way for the chat to get my attention. Hey, we got a caret. It's not blinking, but... Excuse me. Excuse my snorting there. It's not blinking. Why is it not blinking? Blink count infinite. If I get a -1. Nope. Blink time. Color. Why aren't you blinking? Animations. There is an caret blink time is not set, so we'll say 11:34 milliseconds. So why is there no? Have you not? It's maybe not heard of what the animation is. Caret animation, keyframes, caret animation. Does this need to be defined outside? Yeah, there it is. Hey, that's the behavior I was looking for. It's close. It's close. We're getting into the right neighborhood. But the styling looks like it's getting right. And the behavior is starting to look right. There's the disabled state. Need to get the disabled state wired up. The width is all wrong. I don't know why this is not the right width. Excuse me. Width 100%. Where's the width come from? Where's the width come from? Width 100%. That's what it is. Somewhere I don't have a width. There is a width 100% here. So what is this? Oh. So There, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Getting there. Getting there, people. Why is the font different too? The font face, font size inherit. Cursor, text, font size inherit, font family inherit. What is the font? $15. $13. So we need the font sizes to be inherited within this. Size. It's inherited it. From where? It's inheriting it from up above. From the body. And what is 15 in this? Sorry, I don't know what I just did just now. Hang on. The font size here. We inherit it. Font size inherit. Family, font size inherit, and then from here, font family and size, we are supposed to inherit it from the body, but for some reason, excuse me, I'm all snorty right now. Why aren't we inheriting it? Isn't it because it's shadow root? Is that maybe? Font family, font size inherit shadow root. Ugh. I don't think so. Inheritable styles continue to inherit in Shadow DOM. This one, so but you're right, as soon as I cross the shadow border, the font changes. I'd really rather not have to say this explicitly. It's applied to the body, but like, it's kind of annoying, but like, that's right. And then with 100%. There. That looks right. All right. Work to do. Got to figure that out. But I am over time. I went over time to pay back for the 5 minutes of silence. I apologize. That was brutal. But hopefully it wasn't too bad an episode. Hey, thanks for watching episode 420 of The Joy of Coding. Let me know what you thought. Obviously that 5 minutes was not ideal, but don't bang me up too bad. Please. I'm aware that it is a problem. I'll try not to do that again. But otherwise, let me know what you thought. There's a link here to rate the episode. Link to rate this episode. I read everything that comes in. That's also a great place to ask me questions if you want to ask a question about stuff, about what I'm working on, or Firefox, or Mozilla, or open source, or whatever. You can send questions in that way. I'll do my best to try and answer them on the stream. And with that, I'm going to call it. Thank you so much for watching episode 420 of The Joy of Coding. Have yourselves a great week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
The joy of coding.
See ya.